we go. Hi. How's everyone doing? We are back. More Computational Elysium. Now, last time I didn't have the Twitch extension set. I think I have it now. I guess we'll test it out. Also, before we begin, we got a new emote. It's one I've been waiting for a bit. I commissioned like a small comic of my character Freya meeting my friend Lunar's character Batu, and from it we have born a new emote, which is the Freela 29 what the fuck. Or WTF, which is this one. I will... There it is. This is one I've been actually waiting for a while, to have something that I can actually use. Because the freelance face, like, it's funny. I got a lot of good mileage out of it when I was like 15 or 16. But now, we have something actually worth reacting with. So, that's exciting. So in case, you know, oh no, Freelance did a yikes. Oh no, something fucked up happened in the game. Oh no, aliens are invading. That kind of thing. Also, I have a Moscow Mule to befit the alcoholic main character. Got a copper mug for it and everything. Very simple drink to make. Very simple. But, I've been talking enough. Shall we continue? Oh, I didn't do that. Flashlight in this game? That's crazy. Yeah, let's get the chat up on my... I don't know, there's something like comforting about that. It does have this sense of like nationalism, but you also get this sense of just has this very sad, like, macabre tone to it. Like what it's depicting in the game, which is a nation that's been kind of ruined by war. New Year has been banged up, inoperable. We will now continue with the bookstore. This is a book about Tay. This book, you don't really understand what it's about, nor does it seem important. Look about Boyadero culture. It promotes freedom and roaring. A book from about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. I think that's a real book. I think all of those are actually real books. But...
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
I don't remember this girl having art.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
She stumps her feet to feel warmer.
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
Don't be ridiculous. I know all these things.
You're fooling nobody.
Don't you sass me.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now.
There's some
Okay,
questions.
sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazed at the window, then suddenly jolts her eyes wide as recalling
Feel
something.
free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
It's good you are already learning the value of hard work. I could help by brutally dismantling the free market. I should have a word with the store owner, maybe?
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Maybe it's
I
worth
do my
something?
studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Isn't going to school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
How's the business going?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Her? In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Ass up.
I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
This sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
What do you know about the other cupboard?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
How does this creature
It
manifest
does
itself?
not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
But the plasmic manifestation.
No such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
Not the
Maybe I
character
can
now.
tell you about some of our books.
What is crime
Crime
business?
fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Why would anyone want to read about crime?
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle, where you can guess who the criminal is, or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman myself, by the way.
You don't look much like a policeman.
Thank you. I pride myself on that. Well, what does a cop look like then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
I'm a Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. I used to be exactly like that Mullen guy. Then I decided to live a little.
What's that mean?
Cut loose, face held, blow off steam.
And everything's better now, sir?
I don't know.
Why is that?
You understand when you're older.
Oh, okay. I shouldn't have said that thing about Dick Mullen.
It's not your body that's important in police work anyway. It's your
Head? Yes.
No, your resilience.
grit. A total disregard for personal safety. You gotta take the pain. This Mullen guy looks like he'd run to his mom. Ain't got no balls.
That's a bit childish.
No, that's too much. I don't want to say that to a little girl.
Say what, sir?
I think forget it. Dick Mullen sucks is what I meant. Never mind. Either way, I'm not impressed with this Mullen
You
guy.
don't have to be, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
What will this do to me?
You fail to deduce anything substantial. She waits intently.
Can't do the
It's
same thing.
okay, sir.
You disappointed a small child.
Fuck.
Well done, champ.
What is romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
Fuck. Well.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
What about porn getting a rich
It
lady?
happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
What about when both men are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story
What
like
if it's
that.
written really well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
Why don't you write your own book, Annette? What would everyone
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Okay. Yeah, but...
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
Ah! What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Yeah, you think she has one? She has one about an excruciatingly. That was maybe.
I'm sure she can help out. Maybe some about other books.
Oh, I can open this again. If I put skill points into composure. Okay. But I do want to put points into shivers.
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them.
Scratches her cold, reddened cheek and continues.
I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Reading those doesn't make the readers more famous, does it?
But it does make the famous people more famous.
Fuck. Well, yeah. Maybe someone will write a book about me one day.
Why would they do that, sir?
Because I'll be a superstar cop and the papers and everything. That'll show them.
That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything. Standing over a dead body, holding a gun.
Come on.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Hey, why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
You can show them there.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest.
It's okay.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
You bite your nails.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
A few other hands.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Chewed on nails means you're recycling body material. You're uptight.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
I hope this doesn't
It
change
was
you.
okay, sir.
You still got a rebellious streak.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
To do something
You're
about me.
quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
I'm having a grand
I
time.
sure hope you are, sir.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow. You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How?
I guess
You
we'll
must
come
have
back to this
forgotten
if your book
something
points
you
us
heard
to
again.
suggestion.
Volumetric ship compressor.
Why?
Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the ship's singularity lasts.
All endurance right checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance race of 4. Nice! Nice. Now I just need to put more into Hobo Cop and we'll get something out of it. How much more points do we have before we can actually put points into something? Wow, I have so much things that go against savoir-faire. I have none. That fucking face. Like, I wonder how they went into, like, thinking, like, okay, this is what empathy means. This is what Inland Empire is. Like, it's... I really want to go into their thought process on this. I think it could really help me with, like, writing on my own stuff, on my own. Alright, let's go talk to how the woman's a bitch. Feel more forgiving the person's power, like police officers. Don't be afraid to say weird things. Okay. If you insist. I like that I don't even have to... Like, this is a game I don't even have to, like, press many keys for. All the sports magazines tucked away in the corner. I can walk like this if I want to, but I can just hang around. Hey Specs, so you're trying out the new emote? It's pretty good, I must say. Gotta thank North Vernari for that. North Sketches on Twitter.
Featuring
At
an
North
extremely
Sketches.
muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere.
Storekeep, tell me about the Muscle Man books.
Oh, Man from Hyundai. A very popular series of adventure novels.
How'd you
They're
turn it
awfully
around?
immoral and violent books.
How'd you turn it around? How'd you do that? Another good thing about this emo is that it's pointing this way. Or I guess it would be pointing this way. So it'd be like towards whatever's going on the screen. I even know I'm fucking loaded on channel points. What does that have to do with turning it around? I need to start setting up some things for channel points. Images are highlighted. Come back when you're a real fan. Oh damn, dude. Stop scaring away the new people. Minnie, come here. Come here, Minnie. Come here. Come here, Minnie. Come here, Minnie. Modify emote channel point reward. Ah! I love you. Okay. Little kitty. Sorry, that. Yeah. Here you go back on the ground. Welcome.
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to
Minnie
do.
wants out. The beast must be released. Alright, Minnie. Don't kill too many people.
What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say.
Then tell me which one to fucking start with. Do you even read any of these books, lady?
If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hyundalaman, the man from Hyundal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Well, I'm poor. But afraid I'm poor. Sorry about that.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
What board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography.
Geography.
Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition.
Yeah, I got done with like a
Can
pretty
get quite
extensive
intense
session
after
of
a
Ring
while.
Fit Adventure today.
We
It
have
was like
games for the whole family.
30
You can
minutes.
play with your children.
100 calories burned, baby.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Well, I have children, a family.
It certainly feels like whatever you are will die with you.
That's not cool. Yes, kids, friends, chicks, I have all those.
Then you're a lucky man, officer. Children are the greatest of treasures.
Then why do you put yours outside in the snow?
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
I don't care about your damn kids. Fuck them kids.
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
You're one of those people.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff.
Use the emote,
You can
chat.
still
Use
buy
the
them,
emote.
though.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's also a large
A whole army of
hardbound
Freyas.
tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature
That's
Compendium,
right.
and a
That's
Pick
right.
Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
What the Freya? Yeah, that's actually what it's... That's a good one. Let's see, what have I been doing recently? I've been,
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
I've been continuing my playthrough of Yakuza 5 recently. I'm at the finale, so I hope to get that done and moving on to 6. I'm trying to, like, basically empty my system of games before Christmas happens. So I need to beat Kina, and I need to beat Deathloop, hopefully by Christmas. But Yakuza 5 has been, so far, my I guess it would be my least favorite Yakuza. It's so bloated with stuff. Like, too much stuff. So too many minigames. There's a hunting minigame in it, for fuck's sake.
Nonsense for anemic Beano Clods.
I feel like Beano... I need to know what a Beano card is. Hold on. Beano card. Beano card is a... Okay, so it's just another word for before eyes. Okay. So it's... Yeah, okay. Got it. Understood. Alright, time to talk to this lady about her fucking daughter.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
What is she, a fucking astrologian? She does yoga on Fridays and plays with cards on the weekends. She takes every astrology reading seriously. Yeah, well, can you give me some money? I feel like... No, that's gonna fucking put it down my morale.
I am the proudest owner of our
And if I
little
remember
shop of
correctly,
culture.
at some point, Kim will just go, "Stop asking people for money! Stop doing that!" So, I want to make Kim mad. Because I mentioned that this place is cursed.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy.
Yeah,
Good
Doc, I'll give
for
you $20
commercial
if you need it.
activity. My business is thriving, sir.
Yeah, sure, man. I'll give you $20.
Annette, yes, my daughter.
My
I
daughter.
hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
No, she was deaf.
Oh, shameful girl. What is she up to this time?
Oh, I read that wrong. I gotta stop drinking. You're outside, very attentive, yes.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1
Good
to
thing I
10,
can go back on that.
how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
I'm not going to grade a human being, I don't do
Come
that.
now. It's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. I expect an answer.
She was doing a great job.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Oh, right, I forgot. Can I turn it on? Twitch integration. Alright, we're gonna try and get that set up right now. Shut up, I'm not watching Carcinogen, no. Okay, we're good. Okay, my extensions, we got the Disco Elysium one. Oh, there it is. Connection established. Should be good to go. The overlay is enabled, so we can give it a shot. I want to give it a shot. I want to. Can you? Is it like asking you anything on there? The overlay should be there. I enabled it. There it is. Off to the side. You can... I already added it to my channel. Why is it asking me to add it to my channel? It's visible. Oh, there it is. You guys got it. Okay, yeah. You guys can... Yeah, the overlay's there. You can see it, right? Specs off to the side. Copper mud's making weird noises. Man, you're really anxious. Do you know she's been chewing her
God.
nails?
I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
I don't think she can do anything about it, you fucking Beano Claude.
She can, if she has enough willpower.
I'm about to
This
beat
is
you
what's
up.
called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna see how that works. But you can click on the side and see all my skills and stuff, right? I have to give the yeah, okay, so I click the speech bubble on the right to give the chat a chance to vote. Times will show it, so I find it best to give them a minute to read the options before I push the vote button. We're just gonna check and make sure how this works. That clip didn't do anything. Alright, we'll give it another shot. Alright, just try typing in a number and see if anything works. Ah! It worked! Interactive thing at that time? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, we got it working. Nice. I'm actually gonna pick this one.
She stands stiff and
Because
severe,
fuck this girl. Fuck her.
silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there.
I don't trust her. I don't trust this bitch.
There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
This husband and father?
Yes. My husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the
fucking
business
solved
we're running up here.
Fucking
No
child
matter.
abuse.
Soon we'll both
I'm a
be
king.
off to Grand Couronne. It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects.
And now, we could put a point into something. And I was thinking of putting it into Shivers. But we could put it into something else if you guys want me to. I'm fine with anything. I think putting a bit more into Composure might help, but... Or we can wait until it's needed. Intellect base, learn skill, understand creativity, see art in the world. That makes some sense. I'll keep it. I'll keep it on hand. Now I want to know.
Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's
What
a
this one
great
does.
opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
I don't know what this one does, so I'm gonna let you. Just look at these, choose one, and then we'll see what this does. Did that do anything? It had me pick a thing? What did it have you pick? Psychic or something. What is that? Wow, I wonder what that means.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
You think it, or like, I don't know what it'll tell you.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
You're fine, Plaisance. She's learning. I'll respect her for learning and bringing her daughter back in.
She's been too busy helping me here, so she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course.
Do some schools actually have trimesters? Oh yeah, I think some do. I think
assure you,
Japan does.
I of all people understand the importance of education.
Shoot.
She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
Okay.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Where for now, book peddler? Where's the girl? There she is. Stop breaking!
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
So much homework now.
Just can't win.
Oh my god, she's giving her so... Oh, never fucking mind.
Out of the rain and into the gutter.
This is for logic. Should we put a point into logic, or do you think we can pull this one off? Big Gamba, get points. Let's put a point into logic. How much does that do for us? I don't think it did anything for us.
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard again.
Or maybe it's a thing where I can put a point into logic and get that back.
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich.
We'll
Better than
keep
standing
going with
outside
it.
in the cold, I guess.
If I start loading back now, we will never stop loading back. So I'm going to keep going with this.
Oh, I found something while you were away. I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out.
I got a
Not me.
hat!
The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
Hold on. What's up, door?
Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that.
Choices except for the consequence. Exactly. That's how we're gonna play this. And honestly, if that's the case, I might play it again. Otherwise, Thinkard knock you the fuck out. Maybe I want to be knocked out by Thinkard, you know? That doesn't sound like a horrible idea.
Right, I have to get back to my homework now. Before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
You put her on work?
Hello again, esteemed.
Bye. Can I get that scene and no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Of course I didn't forget it. I'm just saying, maybe I want to be Oh my god. I look so milady.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
What's all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Columbo didn't read any of these. He's fine.
Sex crimes did pique your interest, but still,
There should
this
be a
Dick
fucking
Mullen
Telltale
person
Columbo
only
game.
gets your
That'd be
pleasure
awesome.
centers down. Shelves filled.
No, didn't mean to leave.
Shelves crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove a body from a tree. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Oh, God.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly...
Alright then. A quaint picture book brochure. Very colorful. It's a tome of fascist magic. Rather candid.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is in an
A
innocence?
very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
I'm a law officer? Why did no one tell me?
Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings. Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
We're fine, we're doing good, we're fine.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
All I know is I'm looking rather dashing in this cap. I mean,
This
yeah,
bookstore
I'm
is
an
not
officer, well,
strictly about crime, romance, and
yeah.
biographies
I'll
of
do-
famous
I
people.
law. I do
There's
officer.
also a wide range of paranatural literature. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything.
Oh, so it's WebMD.
Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically
I think
take
this is
care
one of those, like,
anything.
goop,
Though it
vagina
is
candles
important
kind
to
of
note.
books.
When it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. It's your own fault if you're ill. Got it?
Got it.
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium.
It's
It even
anti-vax
lists
propaganda.
plants you
That's
can harvest
very
magnesium
interesting.
from.
Yeah.
How to continue drinking
kind of
if you're
shit
an
Gwyneth
alcoholic
Paltrow would
who
subscribe
has
to.
destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Oh, boys, we can get a good one out of this one. That's a big chance. Gamba. With Gamba.
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf.
Fuck yeah.
Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pearl. The book contains very little explanation on the matter.
Can I say how great
This
this
knowledge
fucking
seems
voice
to be
this
taken for
narrator
granted.
is? Like, I love his voice.
The book contains
The book.
descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pearl, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale.
Pseudoscience, huh?
Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed
And the
in nothing
art
but
on
a
these
towel,
fucking
to
skills
thrash you while you're spread
are
naked
all
and
fantastic.
helpless on a cool slab.
Sounds painful.
It is supposedly invigorating and good for the circulation. It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pale. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pale and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired. Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health.
I feel like that would kill somebody. That would absolutely murder somebody.
That seems improbable.
Probably get my hands on some of that. What else is in there?
For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pale, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions. This is exactly what you need. I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper, but this pale territory sounds sort of dangerous. Maybe you shouldn't walk in it naked. There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
Well, I certainly don't need that.
You close the book and return it to its place on the shelf.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
A police store? Is that a thing? Is that a thing I just don't know about? Another boring book, just discarded here. Okay.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
I'll let you guys decide on this one. Go on. Open the curtain.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand is closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Go again. I should really give you guys time to read these before I make you choose. Sorry. I must investigate beyond the threshold!
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that.
We open, boys.
You only make things worse.
Well, now I
and
have
unleash
to look.
The powers.
You only make things worse than unleash the powers?
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Throw wide the gates Throw wide
Lies.
the gates!
Rip them open, we say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket.
Examine the strange cage-like trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron
Throw
assembled
open
from
the
bones,
gates.
sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
What the fuck is this? Okay.
This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against
Seminese?
ill luck, bad
Seminese
dreams,
nuts.
curses, and other supernatural scourges. Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down
Throw
south.
wide the gates, bring the rejoining to life. Behold, Ultima!
Aside from poking at it
Heidelin.
suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
What's behind the curtains?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Throw wide the gates!
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards. Your
Seminese
shadow
nuts.
looming over it like an omen.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
What the fuck are you talking about, lady? I'm going in. It's just an unclean room. Well, hold on, there's a door at the back. Vague the androgynous portrait of a man. Merely looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. Oh no, not David Bowie. Oh hey, it didn't break. Progress. Well, hold on, what about this door?
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down?
Maybe I should break it
That's
down.
right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid ground and a proper posture if you
Short
want
attacker
to
in the door?
succeed.
Check your posture.
Steady breathing. Solid core. You've got this. With one shoulder forward, you're ready to smash into the door like a battering ram.
Your
The
surroundings.
room is dimly lit and littered with old barbershop rubbish, but the path to the door is clear.
Well, what about the door?
It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine
do.
layer of rust.
Let's knock on the door.
It should be doable. Only an echo. No one is there.
All right. Ready, boys? Been playing Ring Fit for this moment. What do you mean I failed?
You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the doorframe. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
I'm gonna let you finish this one. Fuck the system! Yeah! Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Kim, what do you think of this?
What is this place?
My head hurts.
We don't have to explore an abandoned gym, you know? Besides, no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. We should find a
She
flashlight.
probably
if we
put
want to go
talismans
out.
on it because it's a
There should
workout
be
place
one
and
in
she doesn't
Machinima.
believe in that shit. She believes in like alternative medicines.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Well, there's a reason why no one's been here.
Yes,
lately.
because it's closed.
Oh, well.
No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now, let's go get the flashlight, shall we?
Sand is dripping from a punch bag. It's God's again, swole Korean Jesus. Exactly.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
That's way too low. I don't want to risk anything.
No, it's not that. It's the stale
If I
smell
don't,
of
if I
rubber,
fail this, I could
the
damage my
squeaky
morale or
sound of
even my health,
sneakers,
and I don't want to
your
risk anything
bruised
like that right
knee
now.
against the mat.
So maybe we should
And
make
the
this
whistle.
wait.
Then the feeling is gone. It's just a memory from another life. When you were young and fit.
Besides, my head hurts.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
I'm not gonna lift it. I'll have her lift him. She may live in pain.
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? There's no reason to wing any. 3 days ago, the RCM emerged. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word
That'd be against the
lynching.
way of the soul.
There is an
The way of the
ongoing
soul is
labor
always about
dispute between
safety.
the local dock workers and the logistics company.
Just like the
Wild
people,
Pines.
just like those
I was
workout
told we
people
should
in
approach the
Mob
death
Psycho
as
100.
part of this
It's all about
dispute.
being safe, but also being swole.
Okay then. Was there anything good? It's dark. This would be a lot easier. I've got one in the Kinema's toolbox. We should go back for it before.
Some areas are inaccessible.
Okay, so there's a flashlight. I didn't get to the flashlight in the original. Alright, let's go back and get the flashlight. Let's say they put their hand into such a machine. I'll be back, lady. The flashlight. You just wait. We're not over yet. Caused by an earthquake.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel
We just need the flashlight right
preheater
now.
gauge. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do?
Take the
The
pry bar.
pry bar fit cold and heavy, like truth. You feel like you're reunited with truth once more. Useful for opening all sorts of
Take the
doors
rubber
and
handle chain
lids.
cutters.
The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand.
Dr. Freeman. Take the hand
It's
crank flashlight.
robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pull-out toolbox slides back.
We'll go back to the Kanema and do a full thing later, because there's like a full dialogue sequence with it when you go on the radio and talk to the other guys. More output points into volition. That might be useful, actually. Alright, lady, I'm back. Better than ever. Items starting in dark stuff and mounted. Full of a large demijohn full of strange liquid. Airship rotors covered in spider webs to remind you, blades. A naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth-bitten. Take money! Money? I could use money! That's a lot of money!
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
The radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
You sound surprised and a bit cautious, do you think I should turn
We
on?
have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
Turn on the
The
machine.
machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the
Sound
machine's
design is
central
phenomenal.
compartment is wide open.
What's that
It's
compartment?
empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected.
This is where the memory should go.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Now, what do you guys think? Okay.
Nothing happens.
Okay, what do you guys think now? Okay.
Nothing happens.
Damn. What about now? We'll stop it. Okay.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster
You're gonna have to
skin.
give me a list of
looks
like
ghostly
emotes
and
to put into
strangely
my
ancient.
better Twitch emotes thing.
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. very advanced.
Capillaries.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program.
Who's the
Someone
Game
very
Master?
important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people.
It's a game. Who's
Whoever
playing?
decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say
The
that?
schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble.
Even Kim's
An
interested.
echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Oh, we can actually leave. Okay. Where's this take us? Okay, go back. We'll explore all that later. That's a lot to explore. I actually never opened up this place in my playthrough. I banged my shoulder against the door and we stopped there. It just didn't work. Don't know across the notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic, translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's
Examine the welcome.
Hamina,
This is
a
important.
high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist.
What?
The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged.
Oh.
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin, green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
That doesn't sound pleasant at
An
all.
inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Why are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
One of them is a welcome supremacist.
Mm-hmm. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Not that the welcome's facial hair. Oh, this has been educational. Let's move on from the welcomes.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
I think he cares about RPGs. I think Kim is a RPG enthusiast.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe.
I'm gonna be right back. I need to get something else to drink. I am out of Moscow Mule, and I now need to be reinvigorated. So, let's put on the image. I'll be back. Alright. We're back. Alright.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune Out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI
51.
span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
That was the father. He was asking if we have like leftover turkey, so he wants to make a sandwich out of him.
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
When it looks at the frigid ice, you have nothing
A
else.
note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Well, we got some money out of this. That's pretty good to me.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and
I mean, it's
fireplace?
It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making?
Yes, that is the question.
Looks like they thought steepling his hands.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Oh, that's the word for it. I mean, I always use like interconnecting or intercrossing. Yeah, they call that steepling? Or is this steepling? Ah, because of steeple. That makes sense, actually. Yeah. Oh, you learn something new every day.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Are they planning?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology. Through call-in stations, none of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked.
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in. No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but
What was called on this to keep it company? Let's finish.
it's too late for that, I'm afraid.
He says, looking around at the derelict room, the pipes howl and a rat crosses the
Okay,
floor.
let's keep moving.
This is the dev team putting in a cancer project of theirs, like how you can battle and meet the Game Freak team in Pokemon? Maybe. Or maybe it's like something they made. Like the guys who made Divine Cybermancy based it on a pen and paper role-playing game they made. Money? Money? It's just a production schedule filament memory. The music in this area is like really good. Yeah, it's still really cool. It is probably something they just did. Interesting when they put like a little bit of personality into their games.
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens. Still nothing. No one's home.
Knock even harder.
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
Can you please try to refrain from attacking random things?
Not random, this is significant. I could try.
Thanks.
Blowing up your...
In any case, there's no way we can get in right now. Let's investigate further.
Shoes and a puddle of melting snow. Cans. Oh. Postcard, La Delta 51.
As before, an iron safety curtain
Interesting. Let's go downstairs then.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange
Oh,
compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red.
Okay. Back to it. Sorry if I was gone for a bit.
This ice bear is a hyper carnivore. Be careful.
What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice
The
bear.
lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you.
That's
You
like
hear
an
a low
extra. That's a
grumble
very
as
extra
the bear
fridge.
regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Relax, Kim. It's a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
As it's bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door.
Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
It's friggin' huge.
You pocket the note, and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
He reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. Why do they sell ice cream from this hyper carnival?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
At the red sneaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Sunlight has made this postcard almost completely sepia tone. Midtown traffic passes. Overhead, the ghost skyscraper is disappearing into a beige midday mist. Vapor rising from the delta on which the district is built. The postcard is prepaid. The cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile in your hand. Its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads production schedule note. This filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. Ah, just put that in a radio computer. Handwritten note that you found from that giant ice bear fridge. It still bears some marks from the fruit-shaped kitchen magnets that were used to secure it to the refrigerator dual. Oh.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
You're gonna need closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
Are you talking about fucking Kuno?
You find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf.
I hope so too, but I'm sure it is. That is pretty good. Wonder who wrote that
Looks like
note.
someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe that'd leave in a
That's a
hurry.
plausible hypothesis.
But why? Why did that have to leave in a hurry?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
Who's the illiterate ginger kid?
Really? You don't have a single guess?
The corner of his mouth curved into a smug grin.
Oh,
You know?
I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter. I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Interesting. Oh, more money. Money? And magnesium. We're loaded, baby. We're loaded. Oh, there's a hidden doorway here. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Must stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache. There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Okay, I do. Wait. Should we do it, or should we let him have the honors? No one's there, is there? Oh. No. Okay.
Sure. Okay, here's some more rifles. None of these seem to be working, and... No!
What? What is it?
An old Belmagrave rifle. That's rare to find in such good order. Seems to no longer be functional, but still rare. Here.
This should cheer you up.
It's yours, officer. You found this place.
What does this mean? A rifle here?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say.
I could probably sell
Might
that
come in
pretty,
useful in the
for a
future.
pretty good amount.
He likes this find.
Nice, good find, good find, good find. Let's take a look at the rifle. Oh my god, that looks awesome. I want a game where I can shoot this. It's a 4-shot bolt-action military rifle with a wooden frame. Yeah, still running. Ice cream!
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar? You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. If you want to try again, then you need to have the...
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory.
Alright, let's hold it.
This orange machine, turning the crank, is all gone now. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
Pry bar not strong enough. We need a stronger pry bar. We're not going to be able to make... That's too big of a gamba. That's too big gamba. Too big.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. This orange machine is turning. It's all gone. What better?
Money! Money and health. Nice! Dude, we're getting shit, man. We're getting shit. Am I wearing a mesh top over my fucking... Oh my god, I am. Hold on, let's take this off for a moment. Oh my god.
Yes?
Where did you even get that one? No, really, who put that in that drawer? No further comments. Wear it at your own risk. I'll go, Grunstilung RAO. The small dino packed inside this handheld illumination device theoretically gives you the ability to produce a tiny amount of electricity at any time, anywhere. It's less and heavy, and perhaps one of the most useful tools to carry around. But apparently not strong enough. I'm gonna save. Quick save. What's that?
This orange machine is buzzing. The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in. You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it. But this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open.
Where are you
I
going?
have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
You say that. There could be a dead body in there.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
Probably not anything special, to be honest. I'm gonna check the rest of the room. Let's get back over here.
The bear's eyes are dead and empty.
Okay.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
What are you doing?
You can climb halfway inside the furnace. No, I think I can hear someone talking
Wait,
upstairs.
really? Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs. We should ask the lady in the bookstore what's going on with these curtains.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be stupid. Still, it's good to have this dirt on you. Real men wear coal for makeup.
Okay.
A hollow ring goes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Come on, man. Okay, that's a bullshit one. I'm just gonna... Nothing happened. I need to be more thoughtful about what I do. Definitely. This will be the only time we do it.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old sun. The ice squeaks. You see.
Yeah, well, I have no
There's a
idea.
3%
Sooner
chance that
or
can
later,
happen.
you will
I'm
stumble
very
upon a
interested to
tool
see the person who
mighty
gets
enough.
that chance.
A thick layer of
Looks like it. No one has used.
it's
What are you doing? Wait, we should ask the lady.
a lush. Maybe you could still.
Don't kick it. We need to stop hitting things. We need to stop hitting things. Now, to find out where those stairs lead up to.
Only the black cable is plugged. something close to you.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't. Somewhere, something close.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows. Somewhere, something close to you.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows. Somewhere, a machine. This orange machine is buzzing like an old.
Will unplugging it make it easier to open?
Only the black cable is something.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant. This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner
The machine
and
being
an
unplugged
electric
does
freezer.
actually help.
The ice around it slowly melted.
Maybe we should give it time to melt? That's the interesting thing about this game. You don't know what's like, how much detail they put into stuff, but they put a lot of detail into it. Oh? Interesting. Okay. Wish things loaded a bit faster. They're on the SSD.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons.
We'll open those up later.
You broke down the back door, the wards, the door. It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop. I suppose it's all over now. I guess there's no escape.
It's just a door.
Just a door? This place is curse, Detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Just look at the sheer amount of companies that have failed in this house. I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the door, the curse is coming to get me as well. Of course you didn't. You're nothing but a policeman.
Curse isn't real.
All right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We are set on the path. There's little else to do. But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity? Yes, the malignant entity that lives inside the chimney. It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she knows more about the curse than she lets on ever since I first saw her. Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains upstairs. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go back to the furnace. Maybe you could yell into it or something. Make some noise. You'll think of something, you always do.
Despite his cool, the lieutenant's interested in solving this mystery too.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Okay.
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
You're saying right away it's a curse.
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Such wraiths may prove a formidable enemy. Suit up.
If anyone for help?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough. Oh, this! No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
We've been like hanging around the bookstore and all that's within 2 hours.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
And how's that been going?
Yes, the Simonese are very crafty, and their wards are extremely powerful. Lesser wards simply won't do here.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette. Hobocop. Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But who knows where the hobo part takes you? To the bar? The old L'Assommoir? To the pier or the sewers? To Le Royaume, where for 300 years they interred the dead. You could plunder royalist crypts for long-forgotten triple malt bourbon, then fight the Aramakan beast that lurks the bottommost sepulchres. The secrets of the city are all yours at last.
Bonuses? Reveals extra special collector's editions, tar balls on the map. More money from selling tar. Learning cap for Shivers raised to 6. We should definitely put some points into Shivers next time we get the chance. Alright, let's equip the flashlight again. So I have a few more interactions to do now.
Tiles on the cube are still like a smooth draw. The filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter? Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. It's probably some alien CO-like technology. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader. Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yeah.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
You know my birthday?
Still, no.
Please open the thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password? Received. I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do. Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for
What'd
you
you call
today?
it? Fortress Accident.
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to. One moment.
Oh, North is playing Jedi Knight.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Oh, this is, oh, they have, oh, it's not, oh, I didn't even know. Okay, so we have to read through these at some point so we can, like, figure out what these are. But it's already a lot, so.
Any other questions?
Are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
You're here because radio crew guys are all paranoid. How did you know where
I
I am?
work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can. Thank you, and good.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow.
How am I supposed to know the password?
Yes?
This old fireplace is radio freak unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to what looks like a surveillance program. Whoever decides, there's no way.
My God. The schedule.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble.
Maybe we can get the password from upstairs behind that metal shutter. Classy.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
You hear a woman's voice answer.
you've awakened the entity.
Oh, they speak to me.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
Oh,
After you, officer.
look at that. Next stream session, we'll read all of those skills so we can get a better look into them, you know? Bebashol. Aranye. Oh! Hi! Tray full of dice. Colorful polyhedral dice. Hundreds of them. Containing sensors been repurposed to contain thousands of dice.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools, with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius.
Milius? Milius? Is that what she calls them?
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Ooh! Milius.
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She could be useful for the case.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
What do you think about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Huh.
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong. Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
How strange. Well, if you're interested, my rate is 10 real per set. Unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
Walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals.
No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
How did you become dice
How
maker?
did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Role-playing games?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the woman?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here. The lieutenant looks at his notebook. Then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working.
Come on, there's
It
gotta be
shuts out
something.
most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily record?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
You ever took your eyes off the work to look out the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
You have some work Sunday night?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
Anything for your
She
answers?
nods.
Anything else, officer?
What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
Look at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal black soot here and there. Turn! Turn, you damn... Ah. There.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
It's around the spacious room, the ceiling creating into shadows above.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Well, how do you explain out all those companies then?
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
That's true. At least sworn with malicious energy.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow?
Yeah, my legs. I don't know why this store hasn't gone bankrupt yet. That's why I'm here to investigate.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in racks? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
That's interesting.
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the Commerce Central project. And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons. Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
I think it's because you're the source of it.
Malignant entity? What does that even mean? Some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? Do you think I'm the malignant entity?
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity. Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuation.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see.
You have any other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
Well, they've been experimenting. They should have been more
I
open-minded.
guess it just wasn't the time yet.
I'm to the gym.
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Who's
A
Artemis?
kind man, from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
Oh, ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
The event store didn't really work out, did it?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching
No
bag
wonder it was
downstairs was
leaking.
full
Someone
of
tried to get
amphetamines.
amphetamines. God damn it.
You should have known it. It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Over the broken windows.
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
What's the snuff milieu?
I'm scared to find out.
Trust me, you don't want to know.
Like they're like talking to each other.
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own. It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world. What does she mean to get off on it?
We know what it
Don't
means.
worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
They're just stuffed animals. I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
But what drugs exactly?
Electrochemistry. Now's not the time.
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was awful.
Even you can probably do better than that.
Concrete
There
mannequins.
used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect rights activists?
Mm-hmm. The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
Someone took care of the guys. I like insects.
Really? Anyway,
Guy's lying on its back, but it's caught up in a bow tie. What's with the rotor blades and skis?
they were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation.
We spent
with
2
all their money.
hours in this place.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
What is she trying to
The
say?
usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
They were just props. Why return them?
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
As some remnant of a memory lights up her
They
face.
were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw 2 of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean liberal?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
Looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
What I've seen so far, the project did look quite
Yes,
impressive.
but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking.
Yeah, everything they need.
Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
Terrifying taxidermy bear in the
Oh
cellar.
boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans close, her hands on her knees like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
What about
There
the
was
other
really
ideas?
just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Well,
Oh,
show
but
the work at all.
they did. They did show up to work, and not alone. There were also acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream stand. And they already had the bear.
What about the bear?
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples. A trance suppress a headache.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
Huh.
Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
I killed the bear.
You did what?
I had to kill the bear to become the bear? I unplugged the fridge to help Rubbish with ice to cut their losses.
Ugh, of course they left it plugged in. Even in death, the bear is costing them money. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion.
Scary, but cool.
Megatherion, a mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild
It's an
beast?
imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
Ah,
A wise and noble beast, guiding you toward the land where the streets are paved with drugs.
another comment on drugs.
Understandable. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all.
Right. Yeah, definitely
Anyway,
not.
now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
Seems almost sad for me story. Some dust beam swirls. In the afternoon air, her eyes follow idly.
Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else?
I found
Another
the building,
failed business, perhaps?
found the building's
I've been
intercom,
here for a long time.
but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion. The one with an empty name card. It's the last one in the list. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet. Sure, I'm listening. I'm pretty sure I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else? Of course. Tell me what you have in mind. I think I have just the right one.
Police colors.
Let me
Not the most original, I know. But sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best. Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it.
Catch!
Mr. Smooth Moves. You snatch the dice out of the air. with
Big
one
gamba,
hand,
big
Just
reward.
like you're in a movie.
Wink.
Oh, what are the odds? The red one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay, and the blue one is the inverse. I believe these dice are your lucky charm, officer.
Thank you.
She winked back at you. Can you believe it? You truly are Mr.
It's a
Smooth
smile.
Moves.
It's a smile.
You definitely need luck in matinees. Was there anything else?
I'm afraid this might hurt me. These two 20-sided die have the colors of a police alarm. Blood's on for red and lazuli for blue. If you roll them and squint your eyes, it looks like you're arriving on the scene. And it's raining. No, look at the map. Tab and journal to see which white checks have opened. Did getting these open up new ones? Matt. Oh! Hangman worked out. Barbell. That's cool. Alright then. Well, I'm gonna go downstairs and see if we can... I might put something into endurance next. Maybe, or shivers. I don't know. There's so much to work on.
Yes?
Tiles on the cube are still behind the hatch. The speaker.
Good afternoon. Please repeat. Good. Please proceed.
Don't worry.
Votre accident. Thank you.
Tiles on the cube.
Let's go talk to the lady downstairs.
The barbell waits patiently.
17. Excuse me. Oh, there's a Minnie in the background, by the way. I don't know if you can see her from this angle. But yeah, we did a lot in here. There's so much in this game. We haven't even gotten that far in.
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
Talk to the enemy you told me about. Her name is Neha, and she's a novelty dice maker.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
The dinosaur sister so malicious and she's a businesswoman like
I
you.
don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
She looks perplexed.
The narrative she's built herself. It does need tearing down. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
You said it's just capitalism,
Wait,
bankruptcy.
what?
It's a quirk of our
The
co-
entire
capitalism.
economic system is cursed?
I didn't... I heard that only world revolution can help you. Used to chaos.
Precarious world? Economy? I understand what's going on here. You went in there, rummaged around, and accomplished nothing. And now you're telling me these intellectual things to cover up for it. It's okay. You don't have to. I was wrong to trust another person. I will manage this psychic calamity as I always... Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some books, or be on your way.
New skill point.
Wow. Total psychic collapse between you two right now.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go now?
Let's go now. We're out. Well, we got a skill point out of it. Let's see. What do we want to put into? What should we put it into? I don't know. This makes you hyper sane when you're about to get funky. It's normal. It's a bit of a party for low levels. Let's put it into Shivers. I'm gonna level up Shivers. There. When it drops, you become more keenly aware of your surroundings, enabling you to hear the city itself truly belong to the streets. It's a supernatural ability. Old wrongs play out in present times. Scenes across the city happen in front of you. But who is speaking to you? At high levels, Shivers may make you seem mad to the outside world. As you listen to the city, you don't listen to others. Your superiors may begin to worry. With low Shivers, you can seldom hear the city speaking to you. And if you cannot hear it, how can you ever save it? We're going with that one. We should put something into Motorix at some point, but I think we're fine for now. We're not very sly, I'd say. Take it. Some bottles around here. Splatter of bullet holes lining the wall. Here, distant squalls, seabirds. Hello, sir. Have you ever joined Rabbit Hole? Come on, the night's so young. That's our sauce. This is shit. Boy, this music's my life, man. Better about your watch around you, boy. Things I've seen and said. I get a job for everywhere. Open window? Tibbs has windows. There's some like complex discussions going on over there, so I might leave that for a little bit. What to do next? Let's talk to some guys over here. Maybe they know about what's going on. Save.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
The other one's eating a big sandwich.
Look, in his hand, going into his mouth. The sandwich. It's hauntingly beautiful.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Shouldn't I ask what the game is first?
No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Alright.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
I hope you pass out from it, you goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Then Conan probably looks at his partner with disgust.
Trying to throw something as close to a predetermined point as possible. Measuring. This must be the age-old game of petanque. Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Get in the damn game already.
What team?
Doesn't matter what team. Pick a team. Any team. The blue team. You're letting them down. Get in the game and throw the goddamn ball.
Why are you so mean to me?
Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
Really? I lost it because of fucking...
See? I hope.
Try it. Shush.
I'm on it, coach.
Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
Sure, officer. I am René Arnaud. And my specially abled partner here is Gaston Martin.
I was at 72
How come we
before,
are
and now I fucked it up. Yeah, hang in the back.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
We don't have a problem with cops.
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
Again, you don't know anything.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
'Tis true, sire. He knows nothing.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
An earthquake here?
No. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Wait, who are the communards again?
Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, most likely. Kind of. Why show them here in Martinet?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
The beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Deathblow. Sounds grim.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Hold on, a collision?
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil.
Is that why everything is so bombed out?
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
The strange gleam in his eye.
He approves of this radical approach, knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
That's how it should be. Soft just paving the way for the hard-working class to take over. Nothing. I don't think I just...
I'm just so damn sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol. Or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
Who's this for?
Damn Frisel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution. A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frisel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned him, and he doesn't want to admit it.
Like he is a suzerain.
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already?
Yeah?
They've
been years,
forgotten
man.
already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
If you could tell me about this rifle?
It's a Bell McGrave, 4.46 caliber, breech loading, Revachol made. Good weapon, accurate and reliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
In the basement there?
I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find. Vigilance officer, what can this old Carabineer do for you?
I have really outdone myself. This is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat arse of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
Now, what do you know about the dead man?
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week.
It's a real, like,
but that's all I know.
French
really.
language thing. They don't pronounce their H's. So when I worked at the Renaissance Fair, where I was part of the French army, I did a bit of a French accent with it. And one of the things that helped me out a lot was the fact that they don't pronounce their H's, so... Hello. Now, that's not... Like, how can I help you? Kind of a thing. Not exactly the best, but it works. Made the joke of, like, happiness, talking about happiness. I am so full of happiness! Kind of a thing. It's very silly, but, you know, you're supposed to have fun at Renaissance Fair. When I worked there, I did. I have plenty of stories to tell from the Renaissance Fair, man. Oh, you must have heard something.
No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see that.
Thank you.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with your ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but there's something off here.
Sounds like you're holding back.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Jeez. You guys even friends? You guys even like hanging around each other? You guys hang around each other just because you're old?
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard.
And who is this Evrard, you know?
Evrard Claire. Everyone in Martinez knows the Claire brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
In the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history, only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Fair.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debardeurs all know me.
In many ways.
Oh, yes.
So you're not an actual member.
Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
So that's what it was before. Him hiding something. He tries to make it look like he's a big deal in the Union, and now the illusion is disintegrating before your and René's eyes. He doesn't know anything, because no one tells him anything. He's an outsider.
Wish we could have gotten something out of this.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member
Just
of
learn more about
anything.
the war.
I knew that.
Which, you know, was nice.
He's a Vezavane. Turns to where the wind blows and tries to look important.
Here we will. Hon, hon, hon.
I
Baguette.
hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
What is the little things you do forever?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say.
What kind of things do you write for him?
Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrard and I have these long talks where...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
What are the rules of this game?
Oh, the goal is to throw your bull as close to the cochonnet as you can. That's the cochonnet.
Interesting. Tell me more about it.
Well, first, you draw a circle about a half a meter in diameter. We made ours out of rope. Then, the order of play is determined by a coin toss. You win it. You get to throw the cochonnet. Then, the players aim to throw their bulls as close to the cochonnet as possible. They must stay in the circle and keep both feet planted.
Anything else you can tell me about Tonk?
I could, but I'd rather not. I don't want to take up your time with trivial details, officer.
Is he denying you information when you clearly requested it? That's it. We're blowing the lid off this man jar. You need to know things.
Like, really, and why?
Yes, you do. Knowledge is power. Bathe in it. Empower yourself. Trust me, all that blunt data must have triggered an information hoarding reflex of sorts. Think of it like a small seizure. It will pass.
Yes. I'm sorry, officer.
Good. Gaston finally understands the rules now. Let's see if it makes him a better pétanquista.
I don't like where this is going, officer. Don't you think we should do something else now? Hurry up then.
I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food. Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
The only one you have.
Don't be a dick, Gaston. There's plenty for everyone. You guys have a bite?
Believe me, officer. I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable. In my age, you need to pay attention to these things.
That's fair.
You can barely hear him. The sweet smell of pickles in harmony with garlic butter and marinated onions emanating from the sandwich is driving your mind in a singular direction. It must be yours.
Fuck off! It's mine! Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich is mine. I'm not gonna share it.
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich and he gets claws? We are a special kind of vermin, Gaston.
Oh, I'm not gonna assault a man.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you? Yes. The terrain here provides... Yes. It was left by him. Why what? Because that's what happened. Fine. What do you want now, then?
Okay, well, I guess I can't play Patong. There's the bench there.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Okay. Let's... it doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. Ooh, money, maybe. Ooh, okay, that's good actually. That's good to have. What's in here? We got a bottle.
Yes?
Did not mean to talk to you. I think before we end today, we're going to give the body another shot, but we'll see how that goes. Interfacing. Could have more electrochemistry. Hello?
G'day to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
I have no specs there anymore. First things first, what are you doing here, man on the waterlock?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating his salami.
Okay.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal.
Inspects just
He
looking down.
seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock.
This is mostly just background noise for people anyway.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
Can I have some salami, please?
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Rivershoal.
Okay.
The words "daredevil driver" sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
You know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Can I have some of that salami?
Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Let's go for it. Take a slice of salami from me and chews on it. Nice! We're all here just enjoying some salami like a bunch of bros.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Pull
the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then nothing happens.
Push harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation.
Hands so hot staring at your activities.
The spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
I guess it's Wednesday. We'll wait until Wednesday then. Okay, we're gonna talk to this guy. Might have to come back here though. I want to get this done so I can get to some writing. These are going to be much shorter streams than Final Fantasy ones because I don't want to. First, I don't want to. Well, first of all, I'm not trying to catch up anymore. I was trying to catch up when I was playing Final Fantasy, and now here I am. I did take my time though, as you guys saw. I took a lot of my time.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. some on horseback,
I'd rather take my
others
time with
in
this game.
rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine. Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say foul.
Huh. What is this?
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider.
Who?
The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head. 50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations.
Sure, I'll buy it.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
This looks like Rene, the old guy who's playing Patton.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
These were
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
Expect the figurines
This
in
set
rags.
of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
We have to give people hope. Even we can do it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Stop, keep the stereo approved machine here.
It's the Harman Welshie W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
That could be useful. Could just come in handy in my police work.
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech. Found sounds and music from a variety of genres.
That's all.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently.
Is that a street light?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
Where did you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
Leans in so the pawnbroker doesn't hear him.
You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
How much just for the street light?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
A bargain? No, it's not. He's trying to sweet-talk you into buying trash.
If we're retaining the light, that seems a bit... Are you out of your mind?
The light has undergone 3 transformations, and every transformation, large or small, has a price tag.
What do you mean transformations?
Well, there are the cost of removal and rewiring. The most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted
I'm so
its
close to buying
morphological
it, man.
field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
What do I have? I have this equally plastic bowl, posture indicating either desperation or pride. Comes as a set with a famous found cat for which he lost his head.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Tell me, have you had any trouble today?
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Quite collection
It
indeed.
keeps me entertained.
His attention is drawn once more to the play of light and shadow on the walls behind you.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Let's put these on. Where's this will actually help with anything?
Hello again. How can I help you?
Yes, it will. Okay, cool.
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut looking at his wares, talking to him. That might give you more clues.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything. No one likes to see what you have to see every day. The pawnbroker's gaze.
Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
These could all be useful, though. Yes, I am doing the whole what if I need it.
Another time, perhaps.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk to him later once I know he's high. We're gonna put those rubber gloves back on. It'll probably be best to work with the body. We're gonna be working with the body, and then we're gonna quit. We're still on day 1. Crazy. There's just so much content in this game. There's so much to do. Can. Put on the rubber gloves again. Still need to talk to the intercom.
This trash container is locked. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the
I'm not
case,
looking at you,
but
trash
still.
container. You're just a trash container.
Well, it is a container. Maybe you're prioritizing it.
What do you think could be in there?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Yeah, I feel like there's something in
What
there.
do you mean, feel?
Extrasensory perception. There's a hunch. Maybe someone threw something in
Mm-hmm.
there.
We could try using a pry bar. The one you took from my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably
don't want to get on his bad side, so I'll ask
He
him.
might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea. There he still is, looking right through you with his white
Shit's
eyes.
compressed.
The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell.
Go.
Emitting it. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
Do they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't just boots, are they? This is the armor he was stripped of.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
What kind of armor is this?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Where's the rest of this?
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information.
There's so many fucking objectives, man.
Maybe he'll know something.
If you wear those pieces, it will help me protect your mortal coil.
Why does my mortal coil need protecting?
Yes, bullets will fly. They always do. And the coil is fleshy and mush and permeable. Cast it in ceramic shell. Resist death.
Maybe he's just wearing these boots and there's no rest of the armor.
No, he must have worn something precious underneath his clothes. They've removed all his clothes to get to it. They did not just strip him for the putrid rags.
And where are these clothes? Have you seen any around?
Someone could have cleaned the yard, but that's a question for the red hat thing.
I hear you, cop, talking shit about the Kuno. Come here and say it to Kuno's face.
Fuck you, Kuno.
You wanna fuck me, huh? You wanna fuck the Kuno?
I thought you told him to strip before they hung him. Did they mean him?
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
What? Are you trying to ignore me now, fuckface?
Kuno, this boots shit is super boring and the guy's a total vitupaz.
He looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive.
And draws a line in the condensation in ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Wait, my yearly pay was 5,500 real?
Not too much, yes.
Oh, shit, no wonder I can't pay my house.
It's a sorry situation, I agree.
How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company, but that's just hearsay.
advanced for
I agree.
security guard.
This equipment is way beyond what a guard can. That's for us to find out.
Report?
Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same.
Okay.
No, your first instinct was correct. This equipment is way beyond what a security guard can afford.
Alright.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Interesting.
Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch.
That's gonna hurt. Come on. You guys want to decide? If you're even there. Yeah, I feel like it's just gonna hurt. We'll just observe.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly.
Pull the boot off.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
I need to try.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and
too scared to like
synthetic.
damage myself. We'll go
The
back to that
cadaver
later, maybe.
slowly twists on the cup. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, this is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under six-rotor airships.
Okay.
Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you.
What was that? A word?
Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the fading logo of the local brewery.
Bad time for a drink.
Extremely.
Let's see how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
And this is reinforced kind for air transport. Our brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it.
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
Makes sense. It's believably mundane.
70% of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks on the initial report. This belt worries me.
They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope was reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
They climb using his ladder?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by?
Alcohol and heartbreak. Your fist clenches suddenly.
It'll be riddled with disco.
Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened. Now, it disintegrates slowly, letting out a stink.
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
So am I.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed.
A Trigger Sunshine Mini.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
Just two metal cap in, pulls and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
With camera at the corners peering into the lens he's adjusting. Then
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
the lieutenant says and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. On it, a color-perfect copy of Dead Man's tattooed chest. Cool machine.
Yes. It is pretty cool, isn't it?
What do you need the soda
It
for?
contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it?
Sure. Just don't lose it.
I will try.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Look him in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grins. The corpse is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
Who is he? He is male,
Well, it's a
40
white
to
check,
50,
so we can always come
with
back
an
to it.
athletic build.
I need to be more. I almost forgot. I almost forgot if it was a. I didn't even look to see if it was white check or not. So I should be more attentive to that.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench.
Squint and take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink.
Green, huh?
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green
I'm
in
squinting
the
again.
cold spring air.
Why am I doing it?
How should I know why you are squinting, officer?
Well, our pink thighs too. The rest is green.
Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
I can already assume what the black liquid is, and I'm not pleased.
So, what do you think?
Something's coming out
A
of him.
pool of blood and feces
There it
has
is.
eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop
Purge
by
liquid.
drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time
How
of
the
death.
fuck can you estimate that shit?
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
We got lucky.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
You didn't have to see the
I do.
bruises.
Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Oh, what do you
I
think? What do you
think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck.
Points to his fattened chin.
The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think.
Could it still be he was moved after that?
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
I think he's dead.
I agree.
Cool.
Totally dead.
Dead-a-dee dead.
Dabba-doob doob dead. I agree. Totally dead.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I agree. Totally dead.
Let's knock him back.
No siree. I agree. Totally dead.
What is dead anyway?
He's.
But there is no breath to catch.
So,
Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He
how
slowly rotates before you,
do we get him down?
decomposing.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
It's something interesting to think about. Maybe I should just put skill points into just if I put one skill point into Inland Empire, I might be able to get another chance at him. How important is this?
An intricate web of blue line. It still kind of looks like
Who are
a
you?
gun.
Gone? What's the mean of this
For
tattoo?
you to discover. Someone who knows about history could tell you.
Who knows about history? I don't think we. Oh. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I know someone to talk to who might know about history.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for
Well,
you?
can't show it to him. Alright, we're gonna be finishing up soon. I'm thinking I don't know. Like, we could wait until we get one more point into Inland Empire, and then we can get that, maybe get that check again. But, is it worth it? It's getting... We're running on 3 hours right now, and I kind of want to stop. So we're gonna stop here. There. And we're going to come back to this later. So far, I'm enjoying this. We still haven't gotten the only stuff we actually started getting to stuff that I haven't gotten to in my previous playthrough, which is going up behind that broken down door we did. And all that behind that was stuff I haven't done. Other than that, I've mostly done everything we've already did. I think there's been some differences in dialogue because of choices I made, but other than that, yeah, no, this is turning out pretty well. I'm very interested to see where this goes, but we still have some other things to do that I haven't actually done in my original playthrough that I hope to get to in the future. Who knows, I might do this every day, like a little bit every time. Could be fun, but probably not. We'll see. However, I will be getting back to this hopefully. Until then, though, I will see all of you later. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.